It's Saturday night, 8:15 p.m. You're sitting in a regular cheap taco joint in New York. You're wearing an old, faded, ordinary hoodie. Sitting in the booth right across from you is Elena. Elena is smiling, talking, and eating the taco in her hand. On the table, in a plastic tray, sits the bill for your food. 2 tacos and a horchata drink. The total bill comes to exactly $14.50. You take your phone out of your pocket and open the Venmo app. Then, very carefully, you request half the bill, exactly $7.25 from Elena. You're acting as if this $7 is a huge amount of money for you. Elena cheerfully pays her share of the money. She thinks you're just an ordinary, middle-class, struggling project manager. But Elena has no idea that your entire life is a perfect lie. Because the balance on the banking app in that phone in your pocket is far from ordinary. Right now, between your holding company, real estate, and cash, your net worth is exactly $40.3 million. If you wanted to, you could buy this entire restaurant, this building, and every shop on this street tonight in cash. But you won't do that. Everyone thinks being a millionaire means private jets, champagne, and freedom. But the brutal reality is, extreme wealth doesn't make you free. It turns you into a paranoid, suspicious person who's terrified of their own shadow. Your wealth didn't come from a lottery or a crypto pump. Over the last 10 years, you've painstakingly built a distressed real estate portfolio. You have a holding company with 11 full-time employees working for you. But this very success has become a massive curse in your life. Because 3 years ago, a woman came into your life who you trusted blindly. You let her share your penthouse, your sports cars, and your luxury lifestyle. You used to take private jets together to spend the holidays in Cabo, Mexico. You thought she loved you. But the day a legal crisis hit your company, the day you tested her by lying that you might be going bankrupt, within exactly 48 hours, she packed all her bags and vanished from your life. That betrayal killed the ordinary, trusting man inside you forever. That night, you made a promise to yourself. No other woman in the world would ever come to you out of greed for your money. You started living a double life. You rented a small, ordinary studio apartment on one side of the city. You set it up with some cheap furniture to make it look like a struggling person lives there. And for dating, you created 3 strict rules. Your first rule, the 90-day clause. For the first 90 days, you won't give your date a single clue about your real identity. You just tell them you're a remote freelance consultant. Such a boring profession that no one ever asks a second question about it. With Elena, you did exactly that. For the past 2 months, Elena has known exactly as much about you as you wanted her to believe. Then comes your second rule, the travel filter. In the 9th week of dating, you offer Elena a weekend trip. You don't take her to a 5-star resort or a beach in Miami. Instead, you take her to an old, damp cabin in upstate New York, a cabin where the rent is only $94 a night. The outside deck of the cabin is broken, inside there's an old propane stove, and there's no beautiful view out the window. A lot of girls in the past would get annoyed within the first hour of arriving at this cabin. They would complain about the lack of Wi-Fi. They would go crazy trying to get back to the city as fast as possible. But Elena was completely different. Instead of getting annoyed by the broken propane stove, she laughs out loud. On a Saturday night, she makes a simple dinner out of 4 eggs and half a loaf of stale bread. She happily shares that food and eats with you. That night, sitting on the wooden floor of the cabin, playing a cheap card game, you stare at her in awe. You start to feel like you finally found someone who wants you, not your money. But your paranoid brain isn't going to calm down that easily. So you decide to enforce your toughest and final rule. Rule number 3, the test of time and stress. In the 12th week of dating, you manufacture a fake crisis. You're supposed to meet Elena on Saturday evening, but you intentionally stop replying to her messages. You want to make her believe you are under extreme stress with your work and your life. You go sit under the bathroom sink of your fake apartment. With a wrench in your hand, you intentionally act like you're fixing a leaking pipe. Your hands are dirty, your clothes are wet. You want to see how Elena reacts to seeing a frustrated, broke, and failing man instead of a successful, glamorous one. 2 hours later, Elena knocks on your door. When you open the door, she sees you in your wet and dirty state. You expected her to get angry, to yell at you for ruining the weekend, but she does none of that sort. She quietly walks into the bathroom and sits on the floor right beside you. She hands you the wrench and asks, "Do you need any help?" At that moment, it feels like a massive boulder has been lifted off your chest. All the walls around you crumble to the ground. You realize that your filter worked. After that night, a strange change starts happening inside you. For the first time in many years, you start dreaming about your future. Not just the future of your business, the future of your own life. On Monday morning on your way to the office, you catch yourself smiling. Your employees are surprised, because usually you're a serious, calculated, and distant kind of guy. But over the past few weeks, you've started to change. In between your work, you read the messages Elena sends. Even a simple meme she sends completely shifts your mood for the entire day. One night, you were standing on the balcony of your real penthouse, looking at the city lights. In front of you is a multi-million-dollar skyline. But strangely, there wasn't a single thought of a new investment deal in your head. You were thinking about Elena, wondering, what if one day you just told her the whole truth? What if one day you opened all the doors of this hidden life to show her? You imagine she might be shocked. Maybe she'll just stare at you for a few minutes, and then she'll laugh and say, "You really are a crazy guy." And then everything will be all right. For the first time, you start painting a picture of a family inside your head. A small house, a dog, grocery shopping together on the weekends. Simple dreams like that don't cost a single dime in the world to buy. That's exactly why Elena becomes so precious to you. Because she makes you forget about your wealth. She reminds you that you were once just an ordinary guy. And for that exact reason, the realization that hits your mind later is going to turn into one of the most terrifying mental blows of your life. Elena truly loves you. She doesn't know your $40 million bank balance. She only knows this ordinary man. You feel like you've won. You finally found your life partner. Riding this wave of relief and joy, another month passes by. Today marks the 16th week of dating. You're sitting on the couch in Elena's small apartment. It's raining outside. Elena's roommate's pet cat is sleeping at your feet. An old movie is playing on the TV screen. Elena is resting her head on your shoulder, breathing very peacefully. In her eyes, there's blind trust in you. She thinks you're an honest, ordinary, and struggling man she's going to build a beautiful future with. Right in this moment of absolute peace, the inside of your chest suddenly turns cold as ice. It feels like someone is choking your throat. You realize that all the tests you put Elena through over the last 16 weeks weren't actually filtering Elena at all. Instead, you've built your entire existence on top of a massive lie. You thought other people betrayed for the greed of money, but the brutal truth is the biggest traitor in this entire relationship is you. You've lied to this innocent girl's face day after day. Your job is a lie. That broken down apartment of yours is a lie. Splitting the $7 on Venmo is a lie. Your stress, your freelance career, your whole identity. Everything is one terrifying fake game. You've treated her like a lab rat, testing her just to earn her trust. You're thinking that tomorrow morning you'll reveal your true identity to her. You'll tell her about your $40 million portfolio. You think she might be happy, maybe surprised, but your subconscious mind is giving you a terrifying warning. When Elena finds out that for the last 4 months, the man she loves set up this massive act just to test her, she won't look at you as a romantic millionaire. She'll look at you like a clinical psychopath. A man who can manipulate a girl for 4 months straight because of his own trust issues? Would any sane girl want to spend the rest of her life with him? Money gives you security, sure, but money can never buy a person's emotions. You look at Elena. She's holding your hand with so much affection. You know that if you open your mouth now, this affection will instantly turn into hatred. She'll think you never even saw her as a human. You just saw her as a project. And if you don't speak up, you'll have to live with this fake identity for the rest of your life. You'll have to wake up every morning and drive a cheap Honda Civic. You'll have to hide in the bathroom every day to talk to your legal team and your CPA. You'll have to keep playing this act of splitting $7 on Venmo forever, because you know the day you show your true colors is the day you lose her. You built an impenetrable fortress to protect yourself from gold diggers, but you never even realize that you've locked yourself inside that fortress forever. You're staring at the TV screen, but your eyes aren't seeing a thing. Thousands of dollars in passive income are hitting your bank account every month. You could take Elena on a private jet to Paris tomorrow morning if you wanted to, but you can't move a single inch from this couch because your $40 million didn't give you freedom. It just made your lives much more expensive and complicated. You are now the richest and most helpless actor in the world who can't step 1 foot outside his own written script. Many people dream of winning the lottery, of becoming a millionaire. They think money will fill every void in their life. But the absolute truth is infinite wealth doesn't cure your trust issues. It only builds the walls around you much higher. And inside those walls, you have to sit alone and wait for when the person closest to you finally catches your perfect lie. Has anything like this ever happened in your life, where you trusted someone blindly and got completely betrayed? Or maybe you hid your real identity to test someone and got trapped yourself? Let me know your bitter experience down in the comments. I read and reply to every single one of your comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and share this video with that friend who thinks money alone buys true love. See you in the next amazing video. Until then, control your trust issues and build your empire.